So let's learn from exercise 12.3 of Thomas calculus. Okay. So the next question is, we need to find the cosine of the angle between u and v. So the formula is cos theta is equal u dot v divided by norm of v into norm of u. So we already found u dot v, right? That is minus 25. So I have written here minus 25, and norm of v, that is 5, and norm of u, that is also 5. Okay, you can see here norm of v and norm of u. কোনে একটু আস্তে কথা বলুন, আমি পড়াচ্ছি। Okay, so I have written all the value here. Okay, so if I calculate, I will get -1, and then we have to find the arc cosine value, or we are just finding the theta. Okay, so here the angle is so do you know how to calculate arc cosine -1? So if I write down here, for arc cosine, we have to cancel out these two. We have to cancel out these two. I mean, coordinates. Okay, we have to cancel out these two coordinates, and then here we have -1, right? So do you know what is the value of cosine 1? Cosine 1 is 0, right? Cosine on is 0 degree, right? Okay, so but here is minus, right? So we have to take the line here on the opposite side, side of x. Okay, so we have to take the angle here. So if you just see here, so this angle, it will make 180 degree, right? So that's why our arc cosine -1, the value is pi. Okay, guys, can you understand?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct, Amar.
So pi means 180 degree. Okay. So Laushi tried to explain this way, but I think this way is much simpler for me to understand. So okay. So let's see number C. So the scalar component of u in the direction of v. So a scalar component of u in the direction of v, that means u cos theta. Okay, you can just remember the formula, like a scalar component of u in the direction of v, that is going to be u cos theta. So I mean, u means the norm of u. Okay, norm of u. So norm of u is already norm of u is 5 maybe. Okay, let me connect it to my. Let me charge my laptop. Can you hear me right now?
Yes, Amar.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. So now if you look up, so we had the norm of u, right? So norm of u, that was 5. So I have written here. Okay, yeah. So I have written here root 5. Why? Norm of u. So here u is -2, -2, 4 and minus root 5. So minus 2 square, so we can write down 2 square and 4 square and root over 5 square. 2 square, that is 4 and 4 8. 8 plus 5. So root over 8 plus 5. Oh, sorry. Mistake, my mistake. 16 plus 20. 25. Root over 25 is 5, right? So why I have written root over 5 here? Okay, maybe my mistake. Okay, just it needs to be a 5, not root over 5. Okay, it needs to be 5. This is my writing mistake. So norm of u, sorry, norm of u, that is 5, and then cos theta, we already found this cos theta, right? It was minus 1. Okay, so that's why I have written here minus 1. So the answer is minus 5. Okay, now let's see d. So we have to find the vector projection of u over v. So the formula is u into cos theta. That means the same thing that we found on number C. So this is minus 5. So I have written here minus 5, and then v divided by norm of v. So v vector I have okay. So v vector is where? V vector is here. V vector is here, right? 2 minus 4 and root over 5. So v vector is here. 2i minus 4j plus root over 5k. So now, okay. So if I write down here 2i minus 4j plus root over 5k. Oh, sorry. Root over 5k. So I have written the v vector here, right? 2i minus 4j plus root over 5k. 2i minus 4j root over 5k. And then if you look here, so norm of v, that is going to be 5. We already calculated norm of v here, right? Norm of v is that is 5. So I have written the answers here, the value here, and then if I cancel out 5, if I cancel out this 5 and this 5, so I can get minus 1, right? So minus 1 multiply v vector, that is going to be we have to multiply minus here. So minus 2 minus into 2i, that means minus 2i, and then minus and minus, that gets plus. So plus 4j, and then minus root over 5k. Okay, and then we can just take the coefficients 2 plus 4 and minus 5, minus root over 5. So we have taken the coefficient here. So this is the projection. Okay, this is the projection of u over v. Guys, can you understand?
Yes, Omar.
Okay, Inzamamul, brother, can you understand?
Yes, Omar.
Okay, I'm going little fast because you know my technical issue. All of these things are making me. Okay, so number two, we have two vector, on is v and another one is u. So if you look here, if you have a closer look here, we have I and j, right? We have I and k, but we don't have j.
Yeah.
Here we have I
Yeah.
and j, but we don't have k. That's why
Yeah.
we write down 0. Okay, we write down 0. Okay, so here we write down 0k plus 0k, and then here we write down plus 0
Yes.
0. Okay, yeah. So this part is extra, okay, because we don't have 0 coordinate, and we don't have j coordinate and k coordinate here. So if you had a look here, I have written here 0, right? And I have written here 0. So this is our v vector and this is our u vector. So this is the component form of v, and this is the component form of u. And then we need to find the same thing, right? Firstly, we need to find the dot we need to find the dot product and the norm value. Then we need to find the cosine of the angle between u and v, and then we need to find the scalar component of u in the direction of v. So the same thing before, okay? So I'm just explaining so fast. Like their dot product will be, we just multiply the corresponding entries, so we get 3.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
Understand.
And then the same thing here. So r cosine 3 by 13. So this value is very hard to. I mean, you can find using calculator, but manually I don't know how to calculate. Okay, so because I don't know what is the value of cosine 3 by 13. So
Use
I
calculator for
yeah, you can use your calculator. Maybe that is gonna be 76.5, something like 76 degree. Okay, something like this. না খাবো না। ভালো না। ওগুলো ভালো না ভাই। না পেটে ব্যথা হবে না, খাবো না। Okay, so number C, the same thing here, u cos theta. So okay, and then D, the projection of u over v. So the same formula. Okay. Now let's go to exercise 12.4. The first question. Okay. So here we need to find the length and direction when defined of u cross v and u v cross u. So previously we had dot product, right? So now we have cross product. So let's see how we can find the length and the direction. Okay. So for cross product, the formula is norm of u cross v. So here we are trying to find the length. Okay. So we know that length is just a number, right? So that's why we have written we are going to find a norm value. So norm of u cross v vector, that is going to be norm of u multiply norm of v into sine theta, where theta is the angle between u and v. So we write down this way: I, j, and k, right? I, j, k. This is our three coordinate. So and then our u is here, or the first vector that is here, and the second vector that is down here. Okay, you have to write down this way. And then if you try to okay, if you try to calculate, so first one we have u is equal to 2i minus 2j minus k, and v is equal to I minus k. So we just need the coefficient. Okay, we just bring out the coefficient. So here coefficient of I is 2, and then okay, let me show you. Here is minus 2, and here is minus 1. And so we just take the coefficient here. Okay, here, okay, 2 minus 2 minus 1, and then coefficient of v, so it is 1 and minus 1. So we just take the coefficient here, and then we try to expand I, j, and k. So if I take I, so now we have to, if I take I, then I have to cancel out the I row and I column. Okay, so I end up with minus 2 minus 1 and 0 minus 1. So I have this part, I have written this part here, and then I have to I have to multiply this way from upside down, and I mean top to bottom and bottom to top. Okay, you multiply this way, but when you multiply from bottom to top, you have to multiply extra minus. Okay, you have to multiply extra minus. So if I have a look here, okay, so this is the I. Okay, this is the expansion of I, and now let's take j. So if I take j, I have to cancel out. If I take j, I have to cancel out the j row and j column, but j will be minus. Okay, so you see here I have written here minus. So here is minus, here is j, and then if I cancel out the j row and j column, I can get 2 minus 1 and then 1 minus 1, right? So this is our 2 minus 1 and 1 minus 1. And for k, so we do the same thing. Okay, we cancel out the k row and k column. So we cancel out the k row and k column. We end up with 2 minus 2 and 1 0. So 2 minus 2 and on 0. Okay. So if I calculate the next line, it is going to be, so minus 2 multiply minus 1, that is going to be 2, and then minus 1 multiply 0, that is going to be 0. So 2 minus 0, that is 2, and then minus this minus here. Okay, so okay, let me write down this I, and then this minus here. Okay, so 2 multiply minus 1, that is going to be minus 2, and then minus 1 multiply 1, that is going to be minus 1, right? So ultimately it is going to be minus 2 plus 1, that is going to be, okay, here also minus, it is going to be minus into minus 1. So ultimately it is plus 1, right? So that's why I have written here plus j. Okay, you can calculate it in your brain, or you can just calculate it in a rough paper. Okay, so this way we do the k part. 2 multiply 0, that is 0, and then minus 2 multiply 1, that is going to be minus 2. So ultimately it is plus 2, right? So 2k. Now we take the coefficient, and here is the answer: 2, 1, and 2. Guys, can you understand? So this way we calculate the cross product. Guys, can you understand this part?
Get it, Amar?
Okay. So the norm value of this cross product, it will be just the same way before. Add them, square them, and find the square root value. Okay, it is 3. And then number 2, we have okay, the same thing. Okay, we have another 2 vector. So do the same procedure. So you end up with just the k, just the k coordinate. So the value will be 5. And this is the direction. Okay, if you want to know what is what, so the result of this cross product, it is the direction, and this value here, the norm value, it is the length. Okay, so the norm value is the length, and the result of cross product, that is the direction of those 2 vectors. Okay, guys.
But how can we show one here, Homer?
uh,
001 plus.
okay, here, right? 001 means could you please mark, annotate?
Well,
Oh, okay, direction, right? Okay, here 001, right? Okay, let me okay, so direction is 001. Maybe here it will be 5. I have written the wrong thing here. Okay, it will be 5.
okay,
Yeah,
Homer.
because this is the direction, so it must be 5. You know, I have written this notes during the lecture of our Lu Qing Lao Shi, our advanced math Lao Shi. So he's too fast in explaining. So I might miss some, I might miss some part, or I might have some little mistake. You just need to, I mean,
Okay, it's okay.
okay. Number 3, we have like the same thing before. I hope you can calculate this one. So it will make a 0 vector. So the direction of 0 vector, according to our our Lao shape. So the direction of 0 vector, that is any direction. Okay, but according to textbook, it doesn't have any direction. So this was the homework 4 part. Now we are going to explain the homework 5. Okay. Uh,
Okay.
Grace, did you understand homework 4? And also in Jamamul, did you understand all the parts of homework 4?
Yes, Homer.
Yes, Amar,
Thank you.
get it.
Yeah, and I'm really sorry for those interruptions. Okay. And then homework 5. Homework 5. Let me open homework 5 question. So from today morning, I tried to mark some parts for you guys so that you can understand more clearly. Okay, I think this part will be more interesting. So okay, so let me start another recording. Okay, because maybe we can just split those, right? I can upload multiple audios.